Hello and welcome to the Banker's Tech Talk video series looking at all things fintech. You can watch previous episodes on thebanker.com/techtalk. My name is Joy Macknight. I'm managing editor of The Banker, and with me is James Butland, who's vice president of global banking at Airwallex, which is an international payments provider for businesses. James, thanks so much for joining me today.
Thank you. Great to be here.
So my first question is really around some of the big pain points that businesses face when they're trying to make international payments.
There's really three things you can look at. One is speed of your payment, transparency, but mostly it's cost. Companies need to understand what they're spending on international payments, and the traditional routes of sending money or receiving money are not transparent. What we offer is one integrated platform, lower cost, transparent, and fast speed.
So how does Airwallex actually do all of those things, like cut the time to payment, cut the costs?
What Airwallex has built is really a technology platform. So we're connecting banks around the world through one platform. So rather than using a SWIFT payment through a traditional bank network, which may go through 3 or 4 different banks, we're directly connected to those banks in each country. So it's much faster. As soon as we receive your money in one part of the world, we can pay out via our bank locally on the other side of the world. And because we're a technology company, we have lower overheads than a traditional brick and mortar bank. So we can pass those savings directly on to our clients.
This is a pretty, busy market with a lot of sort of new fintechs coming to play. How does Airwallex really differentiate itself from competitors?
I think it's a very crowded market. And I think over the past 10 or 20 years, especially in Europe, we've seen a number of new market entrants come out to really service this sector. Airwallex is different in a number of ways. Firstly, we really cater towards business payments, so B2B, B2C. We also really focus on the emerging digital economy, so e-commerce players, marketplaces. That's really our bread and butter, and that market is what we're really here to support. So anyone selling internationally, doing business internationally, we're here to support them. I think in terms of the rest of the sector, there are lots of players in the sector, but I think everyone has their own niche and their own market. So we're not a consumer high street brand. We're not, offering people cards to go on holiday with. It's very much looking at how we support that new digital e-commerce economy.
And I know in May you completed a Series D funding round and managed to raise $160 million. How difficult was that under the COVID pandemic situation? And then are there any tips that you can give other fintechs looking to raise money at this time?
Raising money is always difficult. So it's never easy to go out and raise money. What happened, this year is we're a global business and we've got offices all over the world, but we have a lot of staff in mainland China, in Shanghai, Beijing, Shenzhen, Hong Kong. So we kind of saw the effect of the pandemic pretty around Chinese New Year and the effect that was having on our team and our staff working from home. So we kind of foresaw that coming and spreading globally to this part of the world. On the fundraise, I think we had an initial target of 100 million. We then increased that target to 160 because I think we foresaw that it may be more challenging going forward in order to raise money. In terms of raising funds and tips for other businesses, you really have to, I suppose, continue innovating, but also pivot your business to what's going on in the world. So, as I mentioned in one of the previous answers, we really pivoted the business about 18 months ago to the e-commerce digital marketplace sector. And that's one market which has done very well over the past 3 to 4 months throughout the pandemic. So it's making sure your business model can not only withstand fair weather, but also when things get a bit rough or the world changes quite quickly, how quickly can you pivot your business to that new world, which we still don't know what it's going to look like over the next 6 months. It's still emerging and developing day by day.
So what new initiatives have you launched during the lockdown that have really helped your customers?
We focused on, I suppose, 2 different things. So firstly, it's about how we support our current customers. So in April, we offered any customer which had been negatively affected by COVID 3 months free FX on the platform. So already, taken away our low FX fee and basically offering it for free to any of our customers who need it to sort of bridge that gap. And then the other side we've been doing is really investing in the product over the past 6 months. And part of this fundraiser is to expand internationally, but also to build out the core product. So we've launched a issuing product down in Australia. We will do the same thing here in Europe this summer. So giving our clients more ways of using the funds in their Airwallex wallet and more flexibility with their payments. So it really is two-sided. How we support our current customers, how do we also help serve those new customers we're onboarding now?
Well, that's great, James. Thank you so much for your insights.
Thanks for having me.